Dad installed a hidden camera because his 12-year-old daughter had suddenly started acting strangely. But when he finally discovered what she had been hiding, he was left staring at the screen in disbelief. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. For years, Brandon Hayes had considered himself lucky. His daughter Mia had always been the kind of child parents rarely had to worry about. She did well in school, helped her younger sister with homework, and usually told her father everything. Every afternoon, she would come through the front door talking about school, her friends, or something funny that had happened during the day. Then, almost without warning, that changed. Mia began coming home and going straight to her bedroom. At dinner, she barely spoke, and several nights each week, Brandon noticed light coming from underneath her bedroom door long after midnight. At first, he assumed it was simply part of growing up. But then strange things started disappearing around the house. A package of unopened socks vanished from the laundry room. Several small bottles of shampoo and soap disappeared from a bathroom cabinet. Snacks Brandon had bought only days earlier were suddenly gone. Brandon asked Mia if something was wrong, but she kept giving him the same answer, "I'm fine, Dad." Then one night, shortly after 1 in the morning, Brandon stepped into the hallway and saw Mia quietly leaving her little sister's bedroom. She was carrying something against her chest. "Mia!" She froze. "What are you doing?" For several seconds, she said nothing. "I was just looking for something." Then she hurried back into her bedroom. The next morning, Brandon noticed that a small blanket belonging to Mia's sister was gone. So was one of her stuffed animals. Now his imagination began running in every direction. Was someone online asking Mia to collect things? Was she secretly giving money or supplies to someone? Was someone threatening her? Or, even worse, was she preparing to leave home? Brandon hated not knowing. So that evening, he installed a small hidden camera in Mia's room, pointing toward the area near her closet. The first night showed nothing, and Brandon nearly removed it. Then came the second night. At exactly 12:47 a.m., Mia sat up. She waited quietly for several minutes, then walked to her closet and pulled out a large cardboard box. Brandon watched as she began placing things inside: socks, toothpaste, a notebook, snacks, a sweater, small bottles of shampoo. Everything was arranged carefully. She even removed several items and placed them back again, as if she wanted the box to be perfect. Then she taped it closed and pushed it into her closet. Brandon stared at the recording. None of it made sense. The third night only made things stranger. This time Mia pulled out 3 boxes. Across the front of each one, she had written a girl's name: Sophie, Emma, Riley. Brandon didn't recognize any of them. Then Mia took out a small sheet of paper. She wrote something on it, folded it carefully, and placed it inside Riley's box. For a moment, she simply sat there staring at the box. Then she wiped her eyes. She had been crying. That was the moment Brandon's concern turned into genuine fear. Who were Sophie, Emma, and Riley? And why was his daughter secretly collecting supplies for them in the middle of the night? The following morning, after Mia left for school, Brandon opened her closet. The 3 boxes were exactly where he had seen them. Each was neatly sealed. He didn't open them. Instead, he returned to the camera footage and watched it again. That was when he noticed something he had missed. While Mia had been packing one of the boxes, she had placed her phone beside her dresser. The screen couldn't be seen directly, but its reflection was visible in the mirror. Brandon paused the video and zoomed in. The image was blurry, but he could make out fragments of what Mia had been reading. What to pack when a child has to leave home. Another page mentioned comfort items for children who were suddenly moving. A third appeared to list basic things a child might need when arriving somewhere new. Brandon felt his stomach tighten. He still didn't understand what the pages had to do with Sophie, Emma, and Riley. That evening, he waited until Mia's little sister was asleep. Then he asked Mia to sit with him at the kitchen table. "I know you've been working on something at night." Her expression immediately changed. "What do you mean?" "The boxes." Mia looked down. Brandon expected her to deny everything. Instead, her eyes filled with tears. "Please don't be mad." "I'm not mad. I just want to understand." For several seconds, Mia was silent. Then she finally explained. Sophie, Emma, and Riley were girls from her school. All 3 were living in foster care. Sophie sometimes came to school without enough clothes, and Emma had already moved between several different homes, but Riley was the one Mia couldn't stop thinking about. Riley had recently been moved again. When she arrived at school afterward, almost everything she owned was stuffed inside a plastic garbage bag. "She didn't even have a suitcase, Dad," Mia said. "Everything she owned was in a trash bag." Brandon said nothing. Mia explained that she had started saving her allowance. She also used money she earned babysitting and doing small chores for neighbors. With it, she bought shampoo, toothbrushes, notebooks, warm clothes, snacks, and other small things the girls might need. But she didn't want to simply hand them a pile of random used belongings. "I wanted them to have things that were actually theirs," she said, "things someone chose for them." Brandon finally understood the boxes, but one question remained. What about the things from this house? Mia hesitated. Then she explained the missing blanket and the stuffed animal. They hadn't been stolen. Her little sister had been awake that night. Mia had told her about Riley and how frightened she sometimes became whenever she had to sleep in another unfamiliar bedroom. Mia's little sister listened quietly. Then she picked up one of her favorite stuffed rabbits. She said Riley could have Mr. Bunny. Brandon swallowed hard. "Why?" Mia smiled through her tears. She said he helps her when she's scared. Suddenly, the moment Brandon had witnessed in the hallway made complete sense. His daughters hadn't been hiding something dangerous. They had been trying to make another child feel less alone. Brandon felt proud, but he also felt something else – guilt. While Mia had spent her nights worrying about children who had almost nothing, he had spent those same nights imagining the worst about her. Later that evening, after Mia went to bed, Brandon walked into her room. He looked at the tiny hidden camera. Then he removed it. He never told Mia it had been there. The following day, Brandon contacted the school counselor. The school quietly reached the appropriate adults involved in the girl's care, and the 3 boxes were eventually delivered. Other parents later began contributing similar bags and boxes for children who arrived needing basic belongings. But for Brandon, the most important moment came several days later. Mia returned home from school carrying a folded piece of paper. She placed it on the kitchen table and went upstairs. Brandon opened it. It was a short thank you note from Riley. Near the bottom, she had written 2 sentences. "Tell your little sister I named the bunny Charlie. I slept with him last night." Brandon stopped reading for a moment. Then he read the final line, "And thank Mia for giving me a box. I was tired of carrying my things in trash bags." Brandon read the note twice. Then he looked toward the hallway where, only days earlier, he had stood convinced his daughter was hiding something terrible. He had been right about one thing. Mia had been keeping a secret. He had simply been wrong about what kind.